All right, welcome back. Today we're going to look at what Alabama did to really confuse the Oklahoma defense, especially on this first touchdown. So they're going to start out in a quads formation down here at the bottom of the screen. All right, Oklahoma on defense, they're running a field pressure with the star, so they automatically have their star set to the field, and then their backers are going to displace to the boundary, basically play a cover three type coverage over here to FIB. And now what Alabama's going to do is they're going to shift, okay, and now they're going to sneak the back out to empty. The issue is Oklahoma never adjusted this. So they're still going to run the star pressure. But instead of spinning like they normally would, if you go back and watch them run this same pressure, they spin to it almost every time, okay? And they run just cover three. He's got to drop to three. They run three here. And then they're going to send all the D linemen, okay? But they don't do that. So watch what happens on the snap, okay? And he's trying to communicate something. Everyone looks a little confused. The ball snaps, all right? We have 2 on 3 and 4 on 2. Someone is definitely wrong here, and I think it's the Mike linebacker and the secondary. What should really happen here, and again, I'm not in the film room with them, so I couldn't tell you for sure. My personal opinion is that you're going to roll to replace the blitzer, all right? Your Mike is also going to drop to 3. You're going to spin back with your safety, and you're also going to play cover 3 over here. Now, of course, on the goal line, you want to be a little bit more heavy foot and not getting out of there as fast so you can drive top down on some routes. But this is exactly how I would play it personally. That way you actually at least have numbers here, all right? But now you're asking this guy to cover a corner route and then try to drive up and make a tackle. And, of course, he missed. The true freshman makes a great play and gets into the end zone. All right, so on this play, we have a really bad play about Star, and it's not a great coverage versus this because slot fade's really tough when you're playing special. All right, but what special is you're basically going to man up here, all right, and now, really this is bracket for them. You're going to be outside leverage there, taking 2 vertical. He's reading 3 out. If 3 is out fast, the star will come off and he'll play 3, all right? If that doesn't happen and he gets no mesh, he can absolutely come help the star. The star needs to trust his leverage here, all right? What happens is, though, he needs to stay outside leverage. He ends up getting stacked on him. He doesn't trust it, right? The receiver stems him inside, okay, and he bites on it. So now he gets stacked. He gives the receiver a 2-way go, all right? Now has to flip his hips back, and now he's beat on the route, okay? If he would have just trust his leverage and stay outside, because what he can do here, all right, is he can stay right on this hash and funnel this thing into the free safety, right? But instead, he gets a little antsy, all right? He tries to overcorrect and jump it, and now he gets stacked on that receiver, and that's never what you want, all right? Once you decide your leverage and you pick your leverage, you've got to stay in the leverage and trust it. He doesn't here. Quarterback throws a really good ball, touchdown on a slot fade. So they ran a lot of 2, and I'm saying like straight up 2 sink. And they ask a lot from their linebacker. So they actually asked them to cut. So what does it mean to cut? It means, let's say we are this nickel right here. All right, we are going to take 2 all the way across if he goes across. If he's out, we're going to let him go. All right, so you're going to see that this 2 works out. So he turns to 1, looking to carry 1 across if he were to cross. All right, so that means the same thing over here. Our will linebacker is going to cut 2. All right, if he goes vertical, we're going to take him. And our linebacker, his rule is to cut 3. If 3 is out, we look for the next thing coming, but we got to cut 3. So that means in and vertical. All right, so watch what happens here. The back goes out. All right, so now who is the new number 3? This, okay? So technically now the Mike is going to cut that 3 and have to take him vertical, but he does not. All right, he zone turns, he gets squared, and it leaves the middle of the field wide open for an easy gain for Oklahoma early on. All right, so this was obviously a turning point in the game. Mateer throws his pick 6, and we're going to try to break down why exactly he throws his football. Okay, so pre-snap, we've got everyone up at the line of scrimmage. We got a true cover 0 look right here in the secondary, okay? So right now, Mateer's thinking, all right, I got to get this ball out pretty quick, okay? But pre-snap, there's a key movement in the defense that tells you exactly what's about to happen, and it's this safety bailing deep. All right, he's bailing deep to a deep half. So this needs to tell Mateer the coverage. Okay, not so much the front right now, but it does tell him what coverage it's probably going to be into the boundary, and it's probably going to be cover 2. Okay, so he starts working really deep back, and you can see his eyes immediately look to something quick out here thinking it's cover 0. He doesn't really assess the situation. He kind of gets tunnel vision, and he knows where he's throwing pre-snap, and he looks that way the entire time, and now he throws it right to the corner that's sitting in his flat. So Mateer's got to do a better job of pre-snap of actually identifying that coverage. Once that safety rolls back, you've got to be thinking it's cover 2 to that side. Don't throw in the flat. Again, Alabama gets in this look. All right, so now again they've walked everyone up. They have a cover 0 presentation, and Mateer might be thinking, okay, last time they showed this, I got a cover 2 look and threw a pick 6. All right, well this time they're actually going to play cover 0, and they're going to send 5 on the pressure. All right, so now we get cover 0. All right, so we're manned up here, 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 and here. And then we got 2 rat defenders trying to help out any quick crossers or this back leaking out. Okay, Mateer gets his eyes down pretty quick, and now it's a sack. Alabama also did a really good job of taking away these RPO windows that he likes to throw into. Okay, so we're going to see this motion come across, and it's going to spin the coverage. Okay, so we're going to see this guy go to a deep third. He's going to go out to a flat. He's going to roll down to a hook zone because they're blitzing these backers. Okay, so that means he's bailing out as well. What's really important right here to stop this RPO is a middle of the field cheat technique by this safety. All right, so instead of just bailing to the middle of the field right now, he's actually going to read the mesh point first. Okay, so if this mesh point stays on the spot, all right, there's no drop back, ball is in belly, there's a mesh created, and he's staying on his spot, we're not going to get out very quick. Okay, he almost flat foots this because when that quarterback has a true mesh point or he stays on the spot, that ball's not going very far. We're expecting some type of RPO coming out. Okay, so now we start reading his eyes. Where's his eyes looking? All right, this number 1 receiver. So now he's able to sit on this. He's making Mateer hesitate. Mateer don't want to throw this ball because he's right in the window ready to pick this off or get himself a targeting penalty. So now Mateer just has to tuck it, and they get a sack out of it.